What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Spurs have been beaten 2-0 here in Craven Cottage, and I guess this is the price you pay for prioritising the Europa League. I think we made 7 changes during the game today, and I think it cost us dearly, starting without the likes of Maddison, Son, Bergvall, Van de Ven. I think he made a massive difference to how we were on the ball and a massive difference to our quality of play. I think it was a massive struggle to kind of create you can hear fans singing Postecoglou out there. Not great from fans here. A lot of them getting disgruntled with yet another defeat, and it's not a surprise, to be honest, because with every defeat you're going to get the tensions are going to grow and grow. That's always going to happen. But today I think we're counting the cost of prioritising the Europa League. I think we lacked that technical quality to really open up Fulham. We really didn't have any sort of creative passes on the pitch, especially in that first half. We really struggled to kind of create any sort of opportunity. Fulham, to be fair, while Romero was on the pitch, I would say, didn't really create much either. I thought while we had Romero there, we kind of kept them at arm's length, and then in that first half, they were the better team, no doubt about it, but they didn't really do much. And I would say 0-0 was probably fair going into half-time. It was a dull game in that first half. I think Castagna really the only chance of that first half was kind of like a half chance. We were doing nothing on the ball, really struggling to keep possession. Fulham were the ones dominating the ball, but didn't really have the quality to break us down. Once we made those subs in the second half, we brought on Son, we brought on Bergvall, instant injection of energy, instant injection of quality. Bergvall, absolute breath of fresh air in that game. He was by far our best player, yet again. He's become undroppable, he's become our best midfielder. We actually massively miss him now when he's not on the pitch, and today was even more evidence of that. I thought he came on, really started to swing the game in our favour. Son was causing problems down that left-hand side, and Tell even looked a bit better on the right-hand side. I thought Tell was brighter today than he has been in previous weeks. Obviously in the first half probably had our brightest moment, had a bit of a run down the left, bit across the face of goal, and unfortunately no one was there to tap it home. But the second half, he was really coming into the game. He had a shot saved by Leno, which fell to Maddison, who's got to stick it away. He ends up chesting it to Solanke, plays over the bar. That was our big chance to go 1-0 up. And it looked like, to be fair, at that point, Maddison just come on the pitch. It looked like if anyone was going to win it, Tottenham were more likely. But I think the game really swung back in Fulham's favour once we took Romero off. We had Davis Agüero centre-back. They bring on Muniz. And all of a sudden, it was the game changed. They were able to swing the ball hard to Muniz, where for me what really cost us actually was the fact that they were able to swing the ball long to Muniz, and he was able to win many headers in dangerous areas, keeping attacks alive, whereas Romero was gobbling up in the first half, for the first hour I should say. They weren't really getting those aerial advantages. As soon as Muniz came on, and as soon as we put Gray to centre back, all of a sudden that completely changed. And I thought Davis did not cover himself in much glory whatsoever for those 2 goals. The first one gets beaten in the air by Muniz, goes to Traore. I mean, we end up winning the ball back, but Wilson Odegaard loses the ball in a dangerous area as well. So a couple of mistakes leads that first goal, where Muniz ends up putting Fulham 1-0 up. I thought at the time against the run of play. But then I have to say, as soon as we went 1-0 down, we kind of panicked, we started to rush things, we started to force the issue, and it led to many gaps appearing at the back. Not to say that Fulham created loads of chances, but they the second goal, one long ball from Leno, Ryan Sessegnon has just come on the pitch, and he completely bullies Ben Davis. I have to say, Ben Davis really shocking for that second goal. Completely bullied by Ryan Sessegnon, muscles him off the ball, and to be fair to Sessegnon, it's a brilliant finish on his right foot into the corner, and Fulham get that second goal. Once that second goal goes in, that's an absolute killer, and it's 2-0. For me, the game really swung once the centre-backs came off, and once we changed Romero. I thought we kept them at arm's length. We didn't really look like conceding while Romero was on the pitch, but it all changed once Romero came off, and all of a sudden the centre-backs were really struggling to contain Fulham's back line. As I say, I really thought Tottenham were more likely to win it before that moment, and a 0-0, I think Tottenham were the ones really more in the ascendancy, and we were the ones creating some opportunities. But to be fair, we only really had 2 real big opportunities on the day. We had Solanke's big miss the open goal miss really following up from Tell's shot, and Solanke had another chance late in the game which Leno was equal to. Was a decent chance, he fired it low. Look, at the end of the day, it's another defeat, 19th of the season. Obviously, we know the league season has petered out and it's going to go against us now. We know there's nothing really to fight for in the league, especially after today's result. That obviously compounds the lack of anything we can achieve in the league. All eggs are in that Europa League basket, and today was more evidence of that, and today we'll count the cost of that. Now, a lot of people will be unhappy with the selection, leaving out the likes of Maddison, Son, Van der Ven, Bergvall, what I said before. But we're rotating, and people want to keep it. If we want to keep these players fresh for those Europa League ties, I know we've got an international break coming up, but if we want to rotate properly, a lot of people have been criticising Ange for not rotating enough. He then rotates today, and maybe we're seeing why he hasn't rotated previously, because the players we've got coming in aren't doing the job that we needed in certain positions to really keep playing the football that Ange wants. You saw as soon as Bergvall, Son, Maddison all come on, the football was there, and we started to create chances, and we started to open them up, and we started to look so much brighter, we were so much better on the ball. But for the first 45, it was a frustrating watch, no doubt about it. We didn't really play that Ange kind of quality football. We weren't really playing quick interchanges. We couldn't really keep the ball. Fulham were having a great time of it. And look, they'll feel like they deserved the win. They rode out the storm when we were on top for those kind of 20 minutes in that second half, or 25 minutes. And then they ended up getting the goal, and probably in the last 10 minutes anyway, once we were chasing the game, they tried to pick us off and obviously got that second goal. Not to say it was a good performance today. It was disappointing yet again, and another performance will chalk up to a blot, I guess, on Ange. And even since injuries have come on, people say, we haven't improved, things like that. But for me, I thought, how I assessed the game, very close game, really 0-0 was probably a fair result in that first half. He made the changes, he brought on those more offensive players, he brought on more of the quality, and all of a sudden you did see a much better performance in that second half for large parts, but we didn't make it pay. We missed that big opportunity with Solanke, and it was a game of few chances, and when that happens, you have to take those quality chances when they come, and we didn't. Missed the goal, missed the ball. We then obviously managing Romero's minutes, he goes off, we make the sub, and that completely swung the game in my opinion. All of a sudden Muniz was getting all sorts of quality, he was getting all sorts of ability to hold the ball up. They weren't able to handle it, they weren't able to handle his physicality, whereas I thought if Romero and Van der Ven is on that pitch, we win that game, and that has been the story of our season. I think that was the story of today as well. But all eyes on that Europa League, all eggs in that basket. Let's hope that we don't get too down after the result. One interesting moment in the game, Matisse Tell after the game jumped into the crowd after being confronted by some fans, and reportedly, I was near there but I didn't really get to hear what he said. Apparently he said to a lot of the fans were getting angry or booing and getting frustrated. Obviously look, we are where we are in the league, we've had the amount of defeats we've had in the league. There's going to be frustration, there's going to be anger by certain sections of the fan base, no doubt about it, understandable. And Tell jumped into the crowd. It looked like it was an anger confrontation, but I spoke to a few of the fans who were there and were talking to him. He said, look, apparently this is what he said to them, he said, calm down, we're really trying, we're improving, but let's stay calm, there's still a lot to fight for this season. And he was basically giving a message of let's stay calm, let's not get too angry and go overboard. And look, fans won't be receptive to that message right now because we're in a disastrous position in the league, and the season has been absolutely horrendous when it comes to how kind of the league season has gone. And obviously, if we don't win the Europa League, the season will be a disaster. There's no doubt about it. But that is the message that Matisse Tell, from a lone player, by the way, was saying to the fans, which I thought was quite interesting. And I thought, well, big up to him for not hiding and basically confronting the fans and having a word with them and not just dismissing them and running away from them like a lot of players do. He did credit to him. He jumped into the crowd and wanted to speak to them person to person, human to human. And I thought that was quite a good thing for him to do. But yeah, I want to know what your thoughts. But yeah, for me, man of the match yet again, Lucas Bergvall. Brilliant second half performance from him when he came on the pitch. He was a shining light in what was yet another disappointing day for Tottenham Hotspur. But we move on. International break, not the way we wanted to go into it. Obviously, we're looking for results today. I predicted a loss, so it's not a massive surprise that we did end up losing the game. But I guess it's for me it's frustrating. Other people say it's disgraceful, terrible, and a horrendous performance off the back of what's been a horrendous season. For me, today was just a lot more frustration than anything else, given that yet again when we were kind of on top and in the ascendancy, Fulham score and we concede a goal, and that's happened way too often this season. So, look, it's not a good game or performance, but we all know that the league season's gone now anyway. I think today was more evidence that we're really concentrating on Europa League, and I do think that the league form's probably going to be inconsistent while we're rotating and while we are in Europa League, and we still don't have the likes of Richarlison available, Kulusevski. If we have those guys available, all of a sudden they can come in these kind of games, and it can be a very different story even in our beating. But today, when you start a midfield of Bentancur, Basuma and Gray, and Gray I thought struggled in midfield for large parts, it was going to be very, very difficult to kind of show any quality in midfield, and that's kind of what happened. So we lose, we move on. We'll see you in the studio tomorrow. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.